Good morning. Today I have my friend Daniel Durany here to talk to us. Daniel is an adult on the autism spectrum, and we're going to do a little interview. Daniel, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
No, I don't mind. I'm Daniel Durany, Bachelor of Science degree in Communication Studies, graduate of TCU in 2006. Currently I'm public speaking all over the state of Texas and working at the Shannon Learning Center as an educational assistant in the PROST program.
And that's the Shannon Learning Center with Burville Independent School District, we're very proud to say. Daniel, today we're going to talk a little bit about how your education in school, and I wanted to ask you what was difficult for you in elementary.
What was difficult for me in elementary school was academics, especially in reading and writing. Reading, I only cared for books that were sports related. So if it was non-sports related, my interest was not there. And I had trouble understanding the big picture and grasping the abstract view when I was reading. Sometimes in school, when we were reading as a class, I would act like I was following along so I wouldn't get in trouble, but I really didn't understand the concept of what we were reading. Wow,
speech therapist. Does this sound familiar of any of the students that you may be serving? That's something, Daniel, that I believe a lot of us will agree we have seen before. What made it better for you in elementary school, or when did it get better for you with that difficulty?
It got better in middle school when it came to reading. I was encouraged by my middle school teacher to just read anything, whether it be something you love, whether it be the newspaper, whether it be the cereal box. Just read, because the more I read, the better I would be in the long run.
That's good that you enjoyed reading. What about writing?
Writing was very difficult for me in elementary school, and it could currently be difficult for me from time to time. For me, in elementary, just having the subject-verb tense agreement was very difficult, immensely difficult. So writing was difficult all the way around. It was hard to write complete sentences. It was hard to have my story flow and get the reader's attention. Even currently today, I still have to double read what I write. I have to make sure I don't skip a word or miss a word when that happens. So writing is a work in progress still for me today.
Thank you. Also, so things really didn't start getting better for you until middle school. Tell me, and I know in middle school that's a big time for social skills and making those social connections. I believe our air conditioning is coming on, Daniel, so we'll just speak up a little bit.
Absolutely. In middle school, what was difficult for me was in social skills aspect. I had a hard time understanding sarcasm. That was very difficult. I rarely got invited to events or birthday parties outside of school. So those were very, very deflating at that time of my life.
Was there anything in middle school that made it easier for you? What made the social connections and some of those challenges better for you?
As for social connections, it didn't really get better until I got into high school. Middle school was just bad all the way around. No matter if I was quiet or vocal, it was very difficult for me in general. High school got a little bit better because I got to play high school tennis varsity all 4 years, and with that success it helped immensely reduce the bullying, and I didn't necessarily make friends still, but at the same time I wasn't bullied and I at least got respected, even if they didn't like me or not.
Would you have done anything differently? I think when during a conversation we were having, you had said, looking back from what you know now, you might have done things differently.
Absolutely, I would have looked back. I believe everybody would look back during their time in school. I know I would. I would have done things differently. I know in elementary school and middle school, with my conversations, I would have tried to branch out and not talk about my favorite topic all the time. I would have done more reading in general. Just read to be more eclectic and broad and well-rounded when it came to reading. So those are a couple of things that come to mind when I look back on life.
Did we talk about specifically what was difficult for you in high school?
At this time we haven't, but if you want me to share, I'll be more than glad to share that with you.
What was really hard for you in high school?
What was difficult for me in high school was women. Women were very, very difficult. It was hard to understand where they're coming from. One moment they feel this way and the next minute they change. So that was very, very difficult to understand.
Is it better for you now?
It's a little bit better now currently these days.
Why do you say that? You have something to... I know it's better for you because...
I'm getting married in 6 months.
So you must have figured the woman thing out. And I also know that you're a mentor. You're mentoring. Who do you mentor?
I mentor people from ages 17 to about 29, 30 years old out of my time. I mentor in a lot of different aspects of their life, whether it be employment, whether it be social skills, whether it be life skills as well. So I do a combination of all things. And we sometimes hang out for a meal. We sometimes do things as an activity to have fun, keep it loose, but also grow during that time.
That's exciting, Daniel, and I really want to thank you for being with us today. Even though we had to do a recording, but there's a reason why you couldn't be here live with us today for our conference. You want to share why?
I am speaking at the Oklahoma Statewide Autism Conference, talking about building the connection for employers and folks on the autism spectrum.
Daniel, you've certainly helped us today, and I want to thank you.
You're welcome.